Where are we today in U.S. upstream oil and gas? Quiet. But beneath the surface, profound signals are shaping the future. After 2 years of historic consolidation, including ExxonMobil acquiring Pioneer and Chevron buying Hess, culminating in a staggering $192 billion in deals in 2023, we've been entering a calmer phase. M&A activity in the first quarter of this year fell to $17 billion. Rig activity tells the same story. On June 6th, the U.S. rig count hit 559, the lowest since 2021. Companies are trading aggressive expansion for operational discipline, focusing on efficiency and shareholder returns. Prices reflect this shift. WTI crude stands at $65.33 a barrel and Henry Hub gas at $3.64 per million British thermal unit as of yesterday afternoon. Manageable numbers for many operators, but $60 oil, that's noted by current Secretary of Energy Chris Wright. That's $60 a level that's about survival more so than excitement. For legacy conventional producers, the pain of staying below $80 a barrel is palpable, even as confidence grows that prices won't fall much further. But context is everything, so let's look at how we arrived here. Over the last 60 years, U.S. upstream story has revolved around seismic shifts. The offshore boom in the 60s and 70s, ignited by federal leasing and policy frameworks, became a pillar of U.S. energy. By the 1980s, offshore dominated, even as conventional oil hit its peak production in 1970 and steadily declined. Then came the shale revolution of the 2000s and 2010s. Hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling cracked what many thought to be impossible. The U.S. soared back into the forefront with output reaching historic highs by 2018, tight oil comprising 60% of production. But this renaissance brought challenges: environmental scrutiny, stricter regulation, and the pandemic seismic shock forced rapid adaptation. Yet here we are, forces aligned enough to scale new heights, peaking at recently is in 2023 with over 13.3 million barrels a day. The Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of America, anchored by new projects like Shell's Whale FPU and Chevron's Ballymore tieback, contribute 1.8 million barrels per day, a steady foundation, even as Permian operators lean into efficiency. And now a pivotal figure amplifies this into the next chapter. Chris Wright's tenure as Secretary of Energy signals a shift. Wright, he was a service company pioneer for hydraulic fracturing and founder of Liberty Energy. And he brought hands-on expertise and an unrelenting belief in American ingenuity. His career is more than a resume. It's a testament to solving the industry's toughest challenges, from pushing fracture mapping technologies to leading one of the continent's top fracturing companies. His work embodies innovation with a purpose. His convictions are clear. Fossil fuels secure development, and regulation should empower, not constrain. His leadership is already shaping policy, ushering in more federal leasing, support for advanced completion technologies, and a practical energy transition strategy that doesn't abandon oil and gas. But this is bigger than personalities or policies. U.S. energy independence isn't just domestic policy, it's global power. The ability to export barrels and molecules transforms U.S. leverage. The signal is clear. We can outpace volatility, offer alternatives to unreliable producers, and reshape geopolitical dynamics. Where do we go from here? First, the production landscape. U.S. output may be near record highs, but the strategy is shifting. The Permian Basin approaches a plateau. Offshore remains stable, grounded by investments in smarter systems and subsea technologies. Growth takes a backseat to discipline. Second, policy. The administration's pragmatic stance emphasizes deregulation, technological innovation, and recognizing hydrocarbons' role even as renewables scale. Wright's DNA is evident here, marrying innovation with realism. Third, investors. Confidence hinges on efficiency, not expansion. The mega mergers of recent years weren't only about buying acreage, but about scaling intelligently. The industry is recalibrating. Finally, technology takes center stage. Simultaneous completions, cutting-edge offshore systems, and investments in carbon capture and hydrogen portfolios are enhancing both competitiveness and resilience. Shell's Whale and Chevron's Ballymore projects in the Gulf showcase how tech is delivering longer, more sustainable production cycles. These advances are not a pivot away from oil, but a bet on smarter energy. Here's what FutureWise Energy sees unfolding. This is not the twilight of U.S. oil and gas, but there is a transformation going on. Energy professionals and investors are aligning with this reality, with our eyes on gas and offshore plays that will probably lead through at least 2026. Under Chris Wright, we see a resurgence of U.S. energy dominance. His vision spans hydrocarbons, renewables, and diversification. But his priority is clear: leverage America's resources with precision without ideological restraint. Look for these signals as the story unfolds. Capital flowing to offshore and LNG infrastructure, shifting rig dynamics with more activity in deeper waters. Strategic Gulf acquisitions hinting at confidence in offshore's potential. The energy game belongs to those who can see beyond the immediate. If you're watching closely, this is less about survival and more about evolution. An era defined not by how many barrels we produce, but how smartly we produce them. I'm Mark Roach, and this is FutureWise Energy. Keep your eyes forward and stay ready for what's next.